Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. You know what it is, it's more Magic the Gathering lore. Today's video isn't based off a specific card, but rather a card I think will be coming in Rivals of Ixalan. Of course, since I'm recording this well in advance, it may or may not already be out. Oh well. The story itself is still about one of the most powerful beings supposedly still alive in the multiverse. A powerful Planeswalker whose magic and spells have apparently shaped a number of worlds, including Ixalan, potentially, but definitely Ravnica. This is the story of Azor the First. By all records and accounts, Azor the First was a genius of immeasurable proportions. Maybe not as smart as a being like Niv Mizzet, but very skilled in the magical arts. Its sense of justice was unparalleled, seemingly coming from centuries of experiences on the subject across a number of different perspectives, even those not known to Ravnica. Order was a rarity on Ravnica during these ancient times, but Azor the First sought to quell the violence of this world and bring balance to the forming cliques, or guilds of Ravnica. These powerful figureheads, natives of Ravnica who differ on ideals and had gathered large followings, warred for resources and influence on a city plane scarce of both. Azor saw the outcome of such strife, perhaps witnessing it before somewhere, and knew Ravnica would only end up devouring itself. Hoping to lead the guilds to peace and stability, Azor founded the Azureus Senate, the law mages of Ravnica, and looked to bring the rule of law back to this feuding plane. As the law mages themselves, Azor the First, the supreme judge of the Azureus, began construction on a binding magical contract that would secure peace between the guilds. If not rule of law, at least the promise that the world wouldn't burn thanks to a misunderstanding. In either their interest to preserve the plane, or out of their own self-interest to still exist, the other founders of the various guilds agreed to sign this magical document known as the Guild Pact. The magic woven between the words by Azor made the pact forever binding, preventing all 10 guilds from openly undercutting or destroying the others unless laws and restrictions were broken, and then only in accordance to the Azureus rulings. The Guild Pact also set guidelines, duties, and territories for each of the guilds. The magic of the Guild Pact was so powerful that if someone, even the founders of the guilds, were to break one of its laws, the enforcers of the Azureus could place them under magical arrest, and even these powerful beings would be powerless to stop this from happening. It proved a strong deterrent, and Ravnica found an uneasy peace. Azor also added something a little extra to the Guild Pact, a type of barrier magic which prevented Planeswalkers and other multiversal threats from entering Ravnica. Azor believed that the Guild Pact could be disrupted by such beings, as they would be guildless and could create a loophole to break this magic. So, Azor effectively closed Ravnica off. Azor himself was no native to the plane of Ravnica. Through ancient constructs found throughout the plane and in the Implicit Maze, which Azor also constructed, information was gathered leading people to believe that they were in fact not of this world, though the word Planeswalker was never specifically used. It makes sense though. Azor's sense of justice came from the observation of numerous worlds, ultimately revealing their fates should balance not be maintained, a fate they look to avoid here on Ravnica. Not many know of Azor's true origins, only the oldest beings on Ravnica remember where Azor came from and what they looked like, one of which being Feather of the Boros Legion. The highest in the Azureus Senate are also passed along this information, but they don't share it willingly. Of course, Azor's baby wasn't foolproof. It could be undone by a loophole, and while they were amazing at making the document as tight as possible, it would, over time, eventually break. House Dimir was one of the original 10 guilds of the Guild Pact, but no one really knew about him, not even the other guild founders outside of Azor. The Dimir valued secrecy above all else, and the Guild Pact ensured that their guild would remain free from the public eye. But as centuries passed, the Dimir grew emboldened by the myth that surrounded them, and their current leader, Zadik, tried to use that to House Dimir's advantage. His scheme was foiled, but in publicly arresting the guild leader for his crimes, which directly contradicted the Guild Pact, House Dimir's secrecy ended, breaking the Guild Pact, ending its magic, and threatening the world. Oh, and now Planeswalkers could freely come and go as they pleased. Of course, Azure isn't silly enough to leave just one layer of protection, which is why they crafted the Implicit Maze, a failsafe for Ravnica should the Guild Pact fail. This was the Implicit Maze, a challenge to see if the guilds of Ravnica were again willing to band together to form a new Guild Pact. In this, Azure put in another failsafe. Should any of the guilds seek anything but harmony, the supreme verdict would be triggered and all the guilds would be destroyed, saving the whole of Ravnica from their wrath. Without truly understanding this threat, the maze was traversed by the guilds in a race of sorts, for one being would control all of Ravnica, not understanding the cost of the supreme verdict. Luckily, Jace Beleren found the form of Azor First, binding the minds of all the maze runners and guild representatives so that they were forced to see all of their other perspectives. Basically, he forced harmony. For this, Jace became the living Guild Pact, a new physical representation meant to keep the guilds at peace. Again, Azure had saved Ravnica. And that's the history and story of Azor the First as we see it so far. There's a lot of evidence that suggests this being could be a Sphinx on the plane of Ixalan, and we may just see them in Rivals of Ixalan. For now though, let me know what you guys think of this character in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like, share, and subscribe for more in the future. Remember guys, this and all my videos for the remainder of December are a part of my 12 Cards of Christmas series. That means the Aether Hub community is out collecting charitable contributions to help find a cure for arthritis by supporting the Arthritis National Research Foundation. I'm calling on you, Vorthos and MTG fans out there to give what you can, and earn some awesome MTG products at the same time. That's right, I've partnered with ABU Games to offer everyone who donates to this cause a chance at winning booster packs, singles from my personal collection, MTG accessories, and even an entire box of Iconic Masters and Unstable. If you want to know more about what you can win by giving this holiday season, please visit our GoFundMe page linked in the description below. All donations provided go directly to the Arthritis National Research Foundation. We're trying to hit our goal of 5,000 donated in just December, so get the word out for this awesome cause. Can't support the charity financially? That's okay. Also linked below is our social media Gleam campaign. Spread the word of this charity drive and you'll be entered to win just as much awesome MTG swag. And as a bonus, all those who like, share, and comment on this video will also be entered in its own self-contained giveaway. I'm basically giving away everything I stockpiled over the past year, so take advantage of it. Donate to a great cause, spread the word, and take my stuff. As always guys, and especially for this time of year, I just want to say thank you for being an amazing community. The Aether Hub community is, without a doubt, one of the best out there on YouTube. Keep on being amazing. Thank you all for watching, and with much love this holiday season, I'm Simon, and I'll see you next time.